I am trying my best to get the camera set, guys. If filming with a phone, it's kind of annoying. All right, I'm gonna go with it right there for a minute. If we get any complaints, I'll try to change it up. So how's the sound? Can everybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? I am Madonna and Karen Blanton. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Tonight I'm painting on a 16 by 20 inch canvas. It's turned on landscape. It's already covered with a thin, even coat of liquid white. The colors I'm going to use tonight are titanium white, phthalo blue, Prussian blue, alizarin crimson, mountain mix, dark sienna, Van Dyke brown, sap green, canned yellow, yellow ochre, Indian yellow. I got out just a little bit of ivory black. I don't know if I'll use it or not. And I got out the bright red. Hey Marivelle, how are you tonight? Alright, I'm going to jump right in. I'm a little bit early, but if somebody comes in and has some questions, we'll try to catch them up. But the first thing I'm going to do is come up here and I'm going to tap into just a little bit, a very little bit, of Prussian blue. I'm going to come up to the canvas and start in the corner. Prussian blue is a lot darker color than phthalo blue. So I'm going to start in the corner since you always kind of want your corners a little darker. That helps pull the eye into the middle of the painting. So I just want to come in from there and just kind of dance me on a little sky. One of the questions I've been asked, I don't know, over the past week or so, because I normally do a little simple style of clouds. Somebody was asking me about the big puffy looking clouds. And they said all I ever paint is those real simple looking little clouds. And they wanted to know if I would do a painting with a fluffy cloud in it. So a little bit a little bit fluffier cloud in this painting than I normally do, just to give some people an idea about how to paint them. And they are fun to paint too, so hopefully this will help somebody out with a different type of cloud. Well, hello, Judy. Welcome. Appreciate the good vibes. All right, I'm going to come over here and get just a little bit of crimson. Very little. It's not going to take much. Just tap it right on the brush. And I want to just come in here and just kind of touch a little of this crimson in. Just across here like so. Shell, what I do is I've actually got 2 TikTok accounts, and I've got my camera set over here on my normal account, the Painting with Harold Weeks account, and I've got the camera set up, and then I've got my laptop, which is my phone. I got the laptop set up on the other account, and I followed myself with the dummy account, and clicked on my name, Painting Live. So I'm watching it on a laptop and actually filming it with my phone. I hope that makes sense. Jimmy, this is actually Prussian blue. That may be mixing with the liquid white a little bit, but the actual color is Prussian blue. And well, that's how I do it, Shell. I mean, there may be some easier ways. I can't live stream yet because I don't have 10,000 followers yet. So, Jess, I guess it could be kind of early in the day if you wanted it to be, or I guess that's entirely up to the viewer as to what day they want it, or what time of day they want it to be. I'm not really going to put a bright sun in it with the yellows and the oranges. I wanted that red in there just to kind of brighten it up some, just to add a little difference to it. But I appreciate the fact that you like it already. All right, I'm gonna come up here. I'm gonna grab just a little bit more of the Prussian blue. And I'm gonna put a little phthalo blue with it this time. I'm gonna tap these colors right in the brush again. Just straight in the brush. I'm gonna come right down here and start from the side, just pulling these colors in from the side. And a lot of people always say, well, why do you come in from the side with it? Well, if you'll look, when you pull that paint in from the side, see how it leaves your paint over here in the middle? It leaves it kind of open. Whereas if you came up here, I'm going to show you this is what you're not supposed to do. camera is focused on the paint color board. Clouds are up in the TikTok lettering. Okay, let me see if I can fix that real quick. Thank you for telling me that. Is that any better? Spot on. I like that. Well, thank you very much for letting me know that. Because in my monitor here, I don't have any lettering, so I wasn't aware of that. Okay. If you come in here and try to start in the middle and pull your paint out, you're gonna get that rough edge right here, that paintbrush mark. Now that's kind of hard to blend out, and I'll show you here in a few minutes. You can still blend it out. I'm not saying you can't, but it does make it a little harder to blend out. So you have to really put some pressure on it. Like you come over here and knock a little of this paint out of your brush. When you come back up here to blend, it's a real light pressure. And you want to blend from your light color down into your dark color, because you don't want to start in the dark and bring it up to your light. So just like that is all you got to do. And it leaves you kind of a light spot in the middle, to where if it works out, it may represent a little shimmer of light across the water. Now it may not, but you never know. We'll know when we make it that far, I guess. All right. To do some fluffy clouds, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use the normal brushes when I do clouds that I normally do. I'm going to actually use a 1-inch brush. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to get just a little of my cad yellow, very little of the cad yellow. And I'm going to bring it over into my white. And I want to just pull this white out in one direction and just load this brush full of color, yellow and white. And these two colors together make a sunshine color. But we got to keep in mind that we got yellow in our brush and we got blue in the sky, so kind of got to be careful. We don't want to get a green up here. Let me see if I can get this light adjusted. All right, I want to come right up here, and I just want to start making little circles. And you want to keep this paint moving. Keep it moving. Don't let it stop on you. Keep it moving. Then I'm going to knock a little of that color out. I'm going to come back up here, load my brush up again. Then I'm going to come over here on this side, and I want to pull in another one this way. Just don't get crazy mixing up here, because if you do, like I said, you could go to mixing with that blue and it will it'll turn green on you. Alright, I'm going to put that 1-inch brush right there a minute. I'm going to pick up another clean, dry 2-inch brush. And I just want to come up here and just lightly blend these colors. Just kind of hypnotize them, I guess you could call it. Just real light. It's basically just removing a lot of the thick paint that we just put on and getting it ready for the next step here. I really wish I could get this camera to show this light a little better. Just what I did was covered the entire canvas with liquid white before I actually started applying any colors. I didn't use any liquid clear. Alright, what I want to do now is I'm going to come down here and grab me a fan brush. And I want to get me some white now that's just solid white by itself, clear, clean white. And I'm going to bring it over here and put it on my fan brush. And I'm going to come back at the top of these clouds, just on the outside of them. And I want to lay down a layer of this white, about like so. Now if my wife comes in here in a little bit, I might get her to, well, ask her to, anyway, I ain't gonna say get her to. I may ask her to come down here and move this light for me and see if adjusting this light or moving it around will help my colors. Because the other night I did a painting and it had me all messed up. My colors were just bad off. And now this Prussian blue has already been mistaken for aquamarine, so that tells me our colors are off again tonight. All I'm doing is steady loading with the clean white, and I'm just working the outside edge of this cloud. That's all I'm doing. And I'm looking at my monitor and y'all can't even see what's happening. That's the bad thing. Because this is actually a real pretty effect when it's working. Alright. Clean dry brush again will come up right where these two colors meet, where the white meets the yellow. I want to blend that line around them, just around the circle like so. I want to stay out of the very top of the white. I just want to blend where the line is with just a corner of the brush. That's all I'm doing. Just real lightly, making little tiny circles. That's all I'm doing. Little tiny circles. Well, I just made a mess. I just got paint all over my arm. That probably don't happen to anybody else, does it? That paints, get paint on you. Sorry about that. We got it off. Then I'm going to come up here and I just want to real lightly come up and just fluff these clouds up just like so. Just real light. Just pulling them up. Very light touch. Very light. And then very lightly, I want to brush over, just like so. You're almost missing that canvas when you come across here. You're just barely touching it. And for those of you that may be wondering why I don't get up and move these lights, is because I'm sitting in here like in the cockpit of a fighter jet. Right to the right of me is the camera, right to the left of me is my cleaning bucket and my beater bucket So I'm kind of wedged in this little circle here. And if I go to trying to get up, move around, we're gonna have problems. Or I'm gonna have problems. Y'all gonna have a laugh at my expense. All right. Now I'm gonna take that fan brush again, clean it off. Come right back up here in my white. Bring it down here into my clean spot. Now this time I want to take just a speck of red. And when I say a speck, that's what I'm talking about. Just a little speck of red. And bring down here into this white color. Load up the corner of the fan brush again. Then I want to come back in here and just here and there, kind of make some little circles. Just move it around. You get back out on that outside edge, or you can come in the middle. At this point, it don't really matter where you put the little red, or I'll call it pink, the little pink highlights. I mean, you can just add them down in the body of the cloud, up on the top of the cloud, just wherever you feel like they need to be. And it's just tight little circles. Just keep that brush moving. Keep that brush moving. See, a lot of our pink's disappearing already, so. I want to do some over here. All right, we're getting quite the build up of paint over here in this, so. All right. Now one more time with this 2-inch brush, I'm going to come up and I just want to lightly hypnotize these colors. Just kind of go over them, and basically all you're doing is just moving the paint just a little. You don't want to pull it down far or move it far. Just a very little bit is all it takes to be effective. About like so. I gotta do something to get this camera light fixed. All right, and then very lightly, one more time, we're gonna fluff them up, just like so. Real light. And then just very lightly again, come across, just like so. And that sets your clouds right down into the sky. Now, one thing you can do after this paint sets up a little bit, you can come back in here. I'll show you just in one spot how to do it right quick. But you can come back in here after the paint kind of gets tacky with a filbert brush, and you can just come along the top sides of the clouds with just clean white paint, like so, and just kind of give it some extra highlights here and there. While you're looking at your painting, you can pretty much put them wherever you want them or wherever you feel like you think they should be. It's just extra little highlights that you can add back in the top of your clouds later on. Now, you don't have to do that, but you know, if you want them to look real fluffy, that'll really add to that effect. And all that is just tapping the paint on and just tapping down under it until it disappears. Until it just blends completely away into the cloud. That's just a little trick that it will help you with the overall look. I think what I'll do is take me another fan brush right quick, and I'll come back up here and get me a little bit more crimson, and I'll come back in here and just brighten my crimson back up in a couple places, about like so. Now that we got that white on there, that crimson will really show up. Alright, and I'll come right here and kind of just blend it in a little. Kind of sweep it out real light. Not like that should do it for what we're looking for. All right, now I'm gonna pick up my knife. I'm gonna come up here into my mountain color. Pull me out just a little roll of paint. And I'm gonna come here into the cloud. I'm gonna start me a little peak up here. And I'm just gonna pull it down. I'm pulling it down kind of at a slight angle down. Hey Bobby, how you tonight? Hey Mark, how you tonight? About like so. Good deal. Glad to hear it. If y'all see the wifey come in the room, you'll have to tell her happy birthday. Today's her birthday. I don't think she's in here yet, Mark, but if she does come in, I'll tell her. Well, she may not come in tonight. I don't know. She got her birthday present kind of early, which was a painting from a very, very talented painter we were sitting there watching his YouTube channel one night, and she fell in love with this painting that he done of an old country house that had an old red truck in the yard, snow on the ground. I mean, it was a beautiful scene. And she said, I want you to get in touch with him since you know him and see if that painting's for sale. If it is, find out what we got to do to get it. I want that for my birthday. So I said, all right. So I reached out to him, and I told him, I said, man, my wife really likes that painting. I don't know if it's still available or not. But if it is, you know, what would it cost me to get it and have it shipped down here? I said, she is absolutely crazy about that painting. And he said, I tell you what, it is available. Just give me an address, and I'll see to it comes that way for you. And I said, well, what do you want for it? And he said, well, we'll work something out. One day I might see one of your paintings I want. I said, okay, well, we can do that, sure. I said, but at least tell me what it's going to cost to ship it, where I can pay the shipping on it. He said, don't worry about it. Just give me your address, and I'll get it headed your way. Well, sure enough, about almost a week later, it rolls in, and she got it, and she had a fit over it, because actually seeing the painting live on YouTube, the pictures didn't do it justice. I mean, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. And that painter is in this room right now under Paint Your Dream World. And his name is Bobby. And if you don't know who Bobby is, check out Paint Your Dream World on YouTube or TikTok or wherever you can find him at. Because he is a wonderful acrylic artist. He does stuff with acrylic that I didn't even think was possible. Well, Bobby, she loves it, man. I'll tell you that. She absolutely loves it. As a matter of fact, it's one of the first things you see as you walk in our house now. Used to be one of my paintings, but now it's yours. But it is gorgeous, man. It really is. That is a wonderful painting. But now you got several that I fell in love with. All I'm doing is clean the brush right quick. 2-inch brush. Because it was starting to get a little bit too much paint on it. So I'm going to wash and dry it right quick. It is in our living room, Bobby. Just pull this color out. brush out the bottom. Get it floating in there. Just like it's sitting in a cloud already. Maybe get a little more of this out over here on this side. Well, thank you, Archie. I appreciate that. He was a very, very good artist, in my opinion. A lot of people didn't think so, but I did. I watched him a lot myself. We've already been out, Bobby. We went and ate tonight at one of her favorite restaurants. Not her favorite, but we picked one, or we went to the one she wanted to, so. Us and the kids and the grandkids, we all went out and had a good time. So I think she really had fun. Hey, Will. Yeah, I guess you could say that, Bobby. Which sometimes she probably is more like a hunting falcon that's after a squirrel or something out to kill me, because I do annoy her sometimes. But you know, that's what I'm supposed to do. That's my job. Thank you for sharing the live there, Will. I appreciate that. All right, I'm gonna come up here now. I'm gonna start doing my highlights. And this gives a lot of people problems with breaking the paint to make it look like breaking snow. All you got to do is start on that outside edge and just barely let that paint touch and just start pulling it down. That's all you got to do. Well, I don't have to be careful right now. She ain't in here, Bob. I mean, this is such a light touch. You just barely pull it down. You just barely let that paint just roll off the knife. What's up, Spider? How you tonight, man? Good. Glad to hear it. All right. Then when you get down here to the bottom, where all the paint's coming off your knife, just continue to just pull it out and let it fade on out down at the bottom. I have got to do something to this light. I don't know what's going on. Hey, Marie, how are you tonight? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Right, then I'll come right here. And we'll just go ahead and work that on down. H2C, great art. You lost me, Spider. What is 2C great art? Hey, Rock, how you tonight, man? Rocky Creek. I said man, but I think you're a lady. I think the last time you was in here you was a lady. I'm doing great. Well, thank you, Spider. It really is, Marie. I thought you were Rocky Creek. It seems like I made that same mistake the last time you were in here. Leave it to me. I do have a tendency to put my foot in my mouth a lot. Hey, Moni, how you tonight? Welcome to the Harold putting his foot in his mouth night. Stephanie, okay. Well, Miss Stephanie, I will try my best to remember that. Moni says she's exhausted. That's never good. Well, I'm going to tell you something. For my wife's birthday, the grandkids came over today, and we got one that's 3 years old. And good God. Oh, I know you wore out, Moni. That 3-year-old come up in this house. It was like, his name is Easton, and it was like Hurricane Easton showed up. He was wound up. And then she gave him the mistake, or she made the mistake of giving him some coffee. And it was like he found another gear that none of us knew he had. And good grief, that boy was wound up. Hurricane Hoodie. Well, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. He's got a habit. Well, I shouldn't say a habit. He's just playing when he does it. But he loves to stomp my toes to where I can holler, ouch. And he just, I mean, the laughter that comes out of his mouth when I say ouch makes it worth it. He he comes walking up like he's sneaking up on you. And I mean, you're sitting there looking at him, but him in that sneaking pose, I mean, he's just so dadburn cute, you can't really say much to him, and he knows that. He knows he's cute, and that's dangerous. And he'll sneak up there and he'll stomp my toe, and I'll holler, and he will laugh so hard, it's like he's going to lose his breath at points. That's exactly right, Moni. It's times like that you just you find it hard to forget because they grow up so fast. Because my granddaughter, she's 13 now, and hanging out with me, mom, and papa just ain't cool like it used to be. She'll still come over and stay with us occasionally, but we take the back seat to the friends nowadays. And you know, that's to be expected with her being a teenager and all, but it don't make it easy. And then our other two grandsons, they end up playing ball now, and they're growing up fast too. And I don't know, they just, when you get them all together and you get as old as I am, you love them to death, but you sure don't mind seeing them go home. I love to see them come, and I think I like it better when they go. Because 6 hours of that, ooh, it'll wear you out. My wife and I was having a conversation today about how glad we are we had kids young, because she had two boys and I had a daughter. So when we met, all our kids were grown. We didn't have to do no raising. They was already raised. And I'm gonna tell you that today, if I had to raise a kid, I don't know. They probably lock me up somewhere. I just don't think I could keep up with one nowadays. Alright, I'm gonna make me up some shadow color right quick. I'm gonna take that phthalo blue and some white, just a little bit. It won't take much at all. And I'll put just a tad bit of the mountain color in it. And just leave it marbled. Oh, they already better, Bobby. They done went home for the day. Oh yeah, the election is coming. We got the house back quiet, other than the birds and the dogs. But there ain't no ripping and running through the house right now. Thank you, Lord. All right, using the little edge of this knife, I'm gonna come right up here and get on this outside line first. No, we ain't got to talk no politics if you don't want to. That's a very depressing topic. Yeah, I do, buddy. All right. Just coming up here behind my highlight and just pulling a little of this shadow color out. And it don't take near as much of your shadow color as it does your highlight color, so keep that in mind. And then very lightly pull this color out too, and just let that paint break. Yeah, just relax, laugh, have fun. Because if you got any funny stories to tell, this is the place to tell them. It's like you're with family in here. Which, I have a couple I can't tell, but for the most part, I'll share anything with you guys. Do the same thing on this peak. Just gonna slightly bring this color over into the white. Just bring it into it a little bit. Well, I didn't know Coonsy was painting tonight. A night scene. Okay. You know, that's what I hate about having friends that's other artists, is when they go live and you're live, you can't watch them and support them. It makes it difficult because there's so many good artists on social media right now that you can't really get a big following and get your work seen enough. Conservative Patriot, how you doing tonight? Love the name. The little duet we did the other night that where me and Mick painted together, I think a lot of people really enjoyed that. And I think what I'd like to do, well, that's true, Bobby. But hey, Mandy, how are you? I thought about maybe inviting some other painters on, and just having some little fun interaction with other painters and let other people see their work, and we could paint together. You know, like the other night we was trying to paint almost something, you know, the same thing, but I don't think you really have to do that. I mean, you know, let them paint whatever they're comfortable painting, and I'll just paint whatever I'm comfortable painting, and just kind of take turns explaining the different techniques that's used, and try to share a few laughs. But now if I decide to do something like that, it'll have to be something that you guys are wanting to be, you know, wanting to see, because if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be here. So I don't want to do nothing y'all don't care to see. That'd be kind of crazy of me. Well, thank you, Mark. I'm glad to hear that. What kind of sports you got in mind, Bobby? Which I didn't really get to. I didn't get to watch any sports today. I think college football is supposed to get kicked off today. I didn't get to see any games. But I had more fun than watching football today. Hunting penguins. I, I don't even know what that means, Bob. Hunting penguins. Is that a soccer reference? Penguins just sounds like a soccer team to me. In Antarctica. Oh, okay. Why would anybody want to hunt a little penguin? They can't even fly off. That's out there waddling around. Hey, MC. Oh, I'm glad you're here, man. Not actual hunting. Okay. Yeah, I thought it had, John. Well, we had the grandkids over today, so believe it or not, I spent most of my day watching. Oh, oh gosh, I can't even. As popular as it was back in the day, I can't call the name of it now. Oh yeah, that baby freaking shark. Baby shark, do 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 do, whatever it says. Yeah, that's what I heard all day. All right. Now you can come back and get you a little of your mountain mix color, and you come up here and just kind of touch it on in spots, not much. But now if you touch a spot and get too much on there, don't worry about that either. We can go back and fix it. But just put you in some dark spots in here, because we're gonna come back and work them around in a couple different ways. We just want some dark areas up here. Your sister's kids used to love her song. Is that the Baby Shark song you talking about, John? It is a fish hook, Bobby. Sure is. Oh, that's way too much air. But we can fix it. I used to be an avid fisherman. I used to be a tournament bass fisherman. The Baby Shark song, yep, that's the song I'm talking about. I heard that song up plenty of the day. Whew. When you catch penguins. All right, Bobby, I gotta ask, what's the obsession with the penguins here lately, or here today? Yeah, it got kind of heavy tonight. I'm trying to add enough color in this thing to where the camera will pick it up, but I don't know. I'm gonna ask my wife if she does jump on here to try to come down here and move this light and see if I can get this shot better, because it's all messed up again tonight. I'm about tired of all of this faded out looking paintings. You want to start a trade. Catch penguins and sell them in the North Pole. Well, that sounds like a plan, I guess. There may be a market for penguins. I don't know. That's something I know nothing about. Alright, now I'm going to come up here and I want to lightly tap along the bottom of my mountain. Just real light taps. Tapping in the same direction that the highlights come down. Just real light. And then the same thing over here. Transportation, yeah, that could be a problem. Alright, then lightly, very lightly pull up to remove those tap marks. And then come across the bottom. Just putting that color out. Just a little bit more up here. Well, they'll be easy to catch. I don't think they can run that fast. Every time I see them on TV, they just kind of waddling back and forth side to side. Now, if they make it to the water, you can hang it up. They gone. Yeah, they swim pretty good. They had to be good swimmers to get away from the killer sharks. Them orcas and them sharks. All right. We have the sky, we have the mountains, we have the water and the clouds in. Is there any questions so far? Up to this point? Which we're kind of low on viewership tonight. We got 15 people in here, so. Will it be hard to paint over the mountain? You think I should paint over the mountain? Does it look that bad? What's up, Rod? Uh, Actually, MC, the water's Prussian blue and phthalo blue mixed together. The blue in the sky was actually phthalo blue, and it's I don't know. I can't figure out why my colors keep washing out. And this lighting just ain't working. No, it won't be that bad, Bob. I don't even know if I'm gonna really put no whole lot of big trees in here tonight. One or two maybe. Alright, I'm gonna come up here with the fan brush, pick me up some. Yeah, it'll stick. Mountain mix with a fan brush. Bring over just a little sap green, not much. It may show up, it may not, I don't know. Yeah, it does. I wish you could see what I'm seeing, MC, because I'm looking at my computer screen and it looks green. Looking at the canvas, it don't look. It ain't got no green nowhere in it. It's just as blue. So I don't know if I got a setting off in this phone or what. All right. Let's see. I think I'm gonna come right here. I'm gonna tap down the tree right there. Come over here. And another one. Not like this. And just kind of let them get smaller as they run off the canvas over here. Thank you, Tammy. I might put a little bit taller one right here. About like so. Alright, then I'm going to come back in the middle here of all these and just tap them in some brothers and sisters across here. About like so. I'm going to come right up here to the taller ones, and I'm going to just add some foliage, some limbs on them, where they look like actual evergreens now, where you can at least tell what they are. You won't be able to tell what every one of them is back here, but we'll dress up a couple of them. About like so. Make them look like they're just standing out in front here. We still want to be way off in the distance. We still want to be able to see that mist behind them. Because that mist back there kind of helps show the distance in the painting. We want to get some depth in it. About like so. I think that's about all it'll take, really. Yes, I am MC. Number 6. And the color I'm using is just Mountain Mix and a little bit of sap green in it. For now, that's all I got. That's the only colors I'm using. Tell you what I'll go ahead and I'll put a couple more over here. Just let them get a little shorter out here, about like so. And I'll come back in here and fill them in again, just like we did on the other side. Right here and put a couple of leaves on this one and this one, because these are way off. We don't have to have a lot of detail in them back here, just enough to tell that they are evergreens. That's really all we want. And put that dark color at the bottom. Then I'm going to pick up a number, not a number, but a 2-inch brush right up here, and start pulling this color down real light across here to start with. Get us a good line established. Pull this color straight down. about like so. And then on these spots right here, we can bring our trees that's up here. We can bring them out. And just kind of let them show up in the water a little across there. About like that. Then we get ready to wash that brush. Then we'll come back up here and pull these down again. About like so. Just straight down. And then very lightly come across. And you get that instant reflection. Just like so. Thank you, Wes. I appreciate that. I actually wish the lighting was set up better. It'd look a whole lot better than it does. But it is what it is right now. I'm not happy with it though. Alright, I'm going to come up here and pull out this Van Dyke Brown kind of flat. Get me a little roll of Van Dyke Brown. And I'm going to come up here under my trees. And I'm going to pull a little of this Van Dyke Brown in, right along that line. Just all the way across. I'm just pulling a little of it down, is all I'm doing. Very little. So it looks good on your screen. Huh. Well, everybody else is asking me why everything looks like it's got that green in it. Well, thank you, Linwood. I appreciate that. A couple people have asked me about the water. They said it looks like it's got phthalo green in it. And on my screen, it looks that way. But looking at it right here in person, it don't. So, I don't know. It's got to be my lighting. My lighting's got to be off. But I'm scared if I get up to move the light, I'm going to knock everything over. So, because I got myself closed in here like a fighter jet pilot. Because you can't see any of the yellow I put in the clouds. Or I can't on my screen. So I don't know. It's crazy. I know it gets annoying because people come in here to watch me and then I got stuff screwed up when they get in here. And maybe why I only got 25 views or viewers. I don't know if I'm getting any taps tonight or not. But it don't really matter. As long as we're having a good time, that's the important thing. Alright, now I'm mixing me up a little white and a little dark sienna. Just marble mixing it. Well, I'm glad you don't see any green. Alright, I got me a little roll. Then I'll come back up here on this little bit of land I put under here. I just want to come across here and just touch it now. Just make it look like a little rocky bank back here maybe. And that's a very light touch also. So you see it too, Darryl? I don't know. Well, that's the thing. There ain't no green in it, so. Hey, Dwayne, how you tonight? All right, we got us a little highlight back there. I have, Darryl. I put phthalo green in the water before, and it does turn out really good when you do it. But this this is not one of them. All right, I'm gonna come up here now and put that little water line back here. I don't want it real bright because this is supposed to be far off. And I'll come in here and put a couple little ripples in the water, about like so. All right. Do we have any questions up to this point? Well, thank you, Dwayne. I appreciate it. Oh, I just seen where you said you ain't worried about being late. At least you're here. That's all that matters. I did, MC. I added very little. You can't really see it. I guess about the only way you'd see it is if I came back up here with maybe a little cad yellow put on it or something. You might see it, but that mountain mixture kind of wiped it out. I can see just a little small green hint to it sitting right here. All right, well, I guess if we don't have no questions, I'll go ahead and move on. All right, I'm gonna come up here into my Van Dyke Brown, into my dark sienna, mix these colors right here on the brush. I'll pick up a little more of the sap green, bring over. Maybe a little of the mountain mix. Just making a good dark color here, that's all I'm doing. All right, I want to come right here and I want to put me in a little foothill, and I want this foothill to look like it comes over and runs behind the little trees there. Any little land on the right side. Oh, yeah, Spider, I'm getting to that now. And we'll come right under that. About like so. Well, thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. All right, then I want to come up here. I want to continue tapping across here. And I want to bring this out now. I'm going to start giving it little indications here of little peninsulas back here. And you can put a separation in them just by changing color. Just by adding a darker color. Like if you want this one to be separate from that one, just add a darker color right here. And then if you want this one to be closer, just come in there with another darker color in it. Just like so. And to give us the indication right here, three little hills coming closer to us. But I want this one to curve and come out. And come around and down this way, about like so. Thank you, Anita. I appreciate that. Well, that's kind of what I was hoping for, Dwayne. I wanted it to kind of look like it went in behind there. Sometimes we don't get lucky enough to pull off every illusion we go for, but Sometimes we do. I just got lucky, that's all. Alright, I'm just going to fill this whole bottom in with dark color down here now. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. Now the reason I'm tapping this color in and not brushing it on is I want the texture. That's the only reason. Thank you, Dion. How are you? Thank you, Will. I appreciate that. If y'all don't mind, I'm going to make a shameless plug for my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Painting with Harold. And I'm down to like a month, just a little over a month from my deadline to get 1,000 subscribers, which right now I'm having to have, I think it's 3 a day. Well, thank you, Dion. I appreciate that. And with me having to have 3 a day, like today, I only got 1. So it puts me to needing 4 tomorrow. And every day I get behind, it adds 3 more to it. So if you're not already subscribed and you don't mind, I'd appreciate you subscribing and share it and try to get as many people as we can to subscribe so I can get a jump on needing 3 a day. Because I'm scared I ain't going to make it. Alright, now I'm going to pick my knife up before I work on this anymore. I'm going to come up here and get me a little more white and bring it down here. Get just a little bit on my knife. Now I'm not going to put any land behind this one back here. I just want to put a little water line behind it. That way the land don't kill the effect that it's going behind the mountain. I mean behind the other. Yes, Purs, I need 150, I think it's 156. And I got just a little over 30 days to get it done in. I'm at 854, I think. I'm going to come up here and just work this one in just a little bit where it's not quite as bright since it's far off. Well, man, I certainly appreciate it. I really do. Because I'm telling you, I'm starting to get worried now. Alright, I'm going to come up here now and get just a little bit of my Van Dyke brown. It ain't going to take a lot. Get a little on my knife here. And I'm going to come under this bank. And I can put a little land under it because it is a little closer to us. And then I can put more land under this one. because it's even closer to us. Not like so. Then get just a tad bit of that highlight color we used up here. Very little bit of paint on the knife right now. Very little. I mean, it's a tiny roll. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I just want to come up here and just touch this very lightly and put just a little bit of highlight on this land under here, just so it can be seen. Then I'll get me just another little bit of white on my knife and come right under that and put me a waterline right there. And another one right there. Well, thank you, Karen. I really appreciate that. That was awful nice of you to do that. Right, then I want to take my little edge of my knife now, and I want to just pull this water around a little bit, because you'll see a little of it. You won't see much. Right in that corner there. Then I'm going to take a real small brush. I'm going to use a fan brush. And I'm going to come right here. And I'm going to pull a little bit of this one down, since it's closer to us. And give it a little bit of reflection across here. Anita, it's Painting with Harold. It's just like my TikTok account. They just don't have my last name on the end. Thank you, Moni. I appreciate that. All right. Then I'm gonna come across here and add this waterline back under here, like so. Oh, thank you, Anita. I appreciate it. All right, now. Well, I've never been there, Kay, but thank you. I'm glad it reminds you of something. That's always good for a painter to hear. All right, we'll grab one of these 2-inch brushes I got laying over here in the thinner. And give one a quick little wash. Alright, I'm come right here in my yellow, pull a little of that color out, get me a little bit of my green, bring into it. It won't take much green, just a little. Just tap the brush into it, and just get just a little of this color on my brush. It's just yellow and green. Probably more yellow than green right now. And I want to come about right here at the bottom of this little heel. And I want to start coming across here. That should be about far enough, I would think. But if it don't look right, we'll come back up here and work on it. I just want to come up here and just lightly tap across here, doing that little tappy grass. Okay, it's just something I'm just painting as I go along. I mean, whatever the canvas kind of tells me to do. Oh, well, thank you, nurse. I appreciate that. Now, don't ever think that you have to be quiet in here. I mean, if if it's by choice, then that's fine. But don't think you're required to be, because in here, it's all about having fun. So anytime you got something to say in here, just blurt it out. I think if we're not having fun, we're doing it for no reason. I'm just going to tap a few highlights on. If you get to a point to where they don't want to come off your brush, you can get you a little thinner. And it does not take much thinner at all. Bobby, I'm going to tell you something. You're going to get hit by lightning before this night's over. Good Lord's going to strike you down if you keep telling them fibs. You try not to say nothing. Whew. No, what you do is when you say it, you go back and erase it where there's no proof. That's what you do. You're right about that, Bobby. A lot of people don't today. Yeah, Darryl. Bobby. That's exactly who I'm talking about. He told me the other night I ought to take my wife's phone. I said, oh, I got to tell her about this. He said, I just said it and say it. I said, yeah, but I got the comment in the room. Not to mention I got witnesses. So he went and deleted his comment. So there was no proof of it. All right. I know you stand by it. You stand by it all you want, but it's going to trip you if you keep standing by it. All right, then I'll raise this one up just a little bit. That'll make it look like it kind of comes down in front of this other one here. About like so. Get that lid in, right? Zero's a good artist. Hey, Canes. I hate I missed your show earlier, man. They said you was doing a night scene over there. I hate I missed it. All right. knock a little of this color out. I'm gonna come right here under here and just touch a little on here, just to change this color some. Lighten it up just a hair. I don't want it much. Just enough that you can tell. Well, thank you, Kunzi. I appreciate that. And then I'll do the same back here. Just real light. And I'll wash this brush out a little bit more. Alright, then I'm going to get me just a tad bit of white. It's not going to take much white at all. Matter of fact, I'll use that white that I had poured down here already. It had that little bit of yellow in it. It shouldn't take much of this color at all. I'm going to come right here on the top of this one. And I just want to touch on a little bit of this white and yellow. Just to kind of brighten it up. And I'll come across here in a couple of places. Now I don't want much of this white, because if you put too much of it out here, it's going to kill the whole effect that you're trying to create by using the white to start with. This needs a little fishing pole and me in a chair. Wouldn't that be nice to be able to sit out on a spot like this, just listen to nature? I'd love it. A person could get a lot of thinking done right here, sitting in a little place like it. All right, then I'll drop down here just a little bit under here, and I'll add a little bit across here. Just a little. I don't, like I said, I don't want a whole lot of this white in here. I mean, I do want it to look like the sun's hitting in a couple places, but for the most part, I don't want it too lit up. Because I think if you add too much, it'd kill the overall effect of it. I'll see where we at closer to the end and see where that leaves us. Alright, I'm going to get just a little bit more of my Van Dyke brown now. And a little bit more of my sap green. Tap these colors right in the brush. And I'm going to come right here. I'm just going to come out and right back in. Just like so. Just out and right back in. Hey Melissa, how are you? Well, thank you very much. Alright. I'm gonna grab my knife again right quick, get me a little bit more of my Van Dyke brown. I'm gonna come over here and I'll pull me out another little patch of land under here. Well, thank you very much. Now, I don't know if there's a rule for this right here or not in the art world, but whenever I'm pulling out these little uh, areas of land under my land masses, I like to pull it down and back toward the center of the painting. Now, I don't know if that's a proper art thing to do, but it's just that's what I like to do, and it works for me. But now, if you know different, and you pull straight down or back, whichever way, I mean, if that's the proper way, then that's the way you keep doing it. Don't change just because Harold said change. All right, I got just a little bit of yellow ochre here. I'm gonna come up here and just lay a little bit of this color down. Very, very light pressure. Like putting snow on a mountain. And very, very small amount of paint. I don't hardly have no paint on this brush, on this knife. And I'm telling you, this is a small amount of pressure. Very small amount. As we speak. Yes, you do, Melissa. You have a painting on the way. Thank you, Easy Rider. I appreciate that. Alright, now I'm going to come back up here. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do before I do that. I'm going to get just a little bit of thinner on my brush. Very little. It don't take much thinner at all. I'm going to come right up here with my yellow again. Just tap a little of it right on the brush. I'm going to come right up here and add me just a little bit of color on this little island here. And we'll bring this color down to the dirt I just made there. And let it grow right over the dirt. About like so. Then I'm going to wash that brush right quick. Alright, I'm going to knock some of this thinner off. Sometimes beating it in that rack don't take all the thinner out, so I use the paper towel just to rub the brush bristles back across that paper towel, just to make sure it is dry. Chastity said it needs a cabin. Punishing the brush. Chastity, I couldn't agree with you more, and I think it needs a little cabin sitting right over here on this hillside with a pine tree behind it. It is exactly what's in my mind. So I'm gonna have to see what the painting tells me here in a minute. But right now, that's what I'm hearing. Alright, I'm gonna come right up here and pull some of this color down now. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Don't take much. Alright, then I'm gonna come right here. And just give that a little bit of pull, very light. Add a reflection right there. Then take the knife again. Come back into my white. Come right here for a nice little water line. About like so. Now I'm gonna have to have a fishing for sure if you put a cabin. Will be in trouble if he ever figures out the more pink his artwork has, the more I have to buy it. Then my wallet will be. Oh, okay. Oh Lord. Well, it's a good thing you don't see that one hanging up there on my wall, because it has a ton of pink in it. I did a pink winter scene one time that didn't last an hour. It got bought real quick. And it was more surrealism, if you ask me, because I mean, I don't know how you would do where you would actually go and see a pink winter, but the colors were just, I don't know, it was just so pastel looking. Span the camera around, Cassie. She's not down here tonight. I mean, or not in here tonight for some reason. And I figured she would be because today's her birthday. I figured she'd at least pop in and tell everybody hello. But I don't know. She may have got busy upstairs talking to somebody. You never know. Or upstairs. I'm downstairs. Well, Spider, I will try my best to remember who all said happy birthday. But so far, just about everybody has, so I don't know if I'll be able to remember everybody. Oh, no. I'm not in the doghouse. I'm just downstairs painting. I don't guess I'm in the doghouse. You never know with Bobby around if he done went and told her something. Pers, I appreciate that, man, so much. Cause that channel's starting to worry me. Getting down to 30-something days left, needing 150-something people, that's, it don't sound like a lot, 3 a day, but, well, thank you, Anita. It don't sound like a lot, but it is. I mean, it's kind of hard to make up 3 a day. So And I hate to keep asking my TikTok family to help, but I don't know what else to do. Alright, I'm going to grab a little of my Mountain Mix now, pull it down. Come back over my sap green. Mix these two colors together. Load this fan brush up. I have over 200 videos of step-by-step tutorials on my YouTube channel. Alright, I'm going to come about right here. I don't want to go real high today with a tree. Daryl, if you don't make it, yes, Anita, I got Facebook. Melissa, the Mountain Mix color is actually a Bob Ross color. It's already pre-mixed. But now if you don't have that color, you can use Van Dyke Brown, Dark Sienna, Phthalo Blue, and Alizarin Crimson. And you can basically make that same color. And it's about the same of each color. Daryl, if you don't make it by the 1 year mark, say day 365 rolls around, and I've got 999, well, then on day 366, however many subscribers I picked up a year ago to that date, it could be 10 or 12 that subscribed that one day, all of them drop off. So then you start chasing, as subscribers start dropping off, you start chasing the ones you lose every day. There may be some days you had 20 or 30, and if they all drop off, well, that's a hurt right there. Because it's that many you got to make up for the next year. Which means you're going to have another long year. And it just makes it seem like all that hard work that you've put in to try to get it done within the year that they require, it seems like you just lost all that hard work, and that kind of hurts. So I really hope I make it. I really do, because that's going to be very discouraging if I don't. But you got to have 4,000 watch hours too, and I got my watch hours pretty quick. Oh, Melissa, we've had grandkids here today, and whew, it's been a long day. She may be up there passed out. Because I'm going to tell you something, that 3-year-old, he is a handful. He will wear you out. He don't know what it's like to get tired. Well, good night to you too. Thank you for dropping in. Well, Daryl, I've been thinking I would too, but here lately I don't know. It's been kind of hit and miss here lately. Because you would think, getting 3 a day wouldn't be that hard, but you go 2 or 3 days and don't get 3. Oh yeah, they do. You mess around and don't get 3 one day, you got to get 6 the next. And say you don't get 2 or 3 of them, then you got to continue getting 6. So, I mean, it can get to where you're chasing these subscribers. And I used to think people would, you know, all the time, I wish they'd quit that mess. Every time you see them, that's all they do, want you to subscribe. Well, now I see why. Oh, I know, Henry. If anybody's got my back, it's you guys. My TikTok family has been amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I've got some really good people on my YouTube channel that I've become good friends with. We talk a lot, almost daily sometimes. So it's just that YouTube don't put you out in that algorithm until you get to a certain point. Well, thank you, Bree. I appreciate that. Alright, I'm going to come up here now. And I'm going to start tapping on a few highlights on these evergreens here. And I'm using kind of a darker green color. I don't want a real light green or a real bright green either. I want it to be kind of dark. In fact, I just want you to be able to tell it's back here. That's all, really. And then let it get real dark down at the bottom. Now everybody that's seeing this painting right now, not seeing the true colors of it because my lights are messed up. What I do once I get done with one, every time, is I'll take a little close-up of it, make a little video of me panning over the entire painting, and I post that back on my TikTok page. So you guys will actually be able to see what the painting really looks like when I'm done. If you go to that page and look at it. Like I said, I want these colors to be kind of dark in this tree. I don't want them, I just don't want them real light. And I'll come back here on this one. I got one right here I got him growing off to the side a little bit. Kind of crooked, like something stepped on him when he's little. Not like so. Alright, I'm going to grab me a 1-inch brush. Then I'm going to come up here and get me a little bit of this white. Not much, just a little. And I'll bring it down here into my color that I was just using. And get a light green color. And I'm going to come right through here. And I just want to tap on some highlight up here. And just bring it down onto the dirt. And just let it, just kind of let it pull out of the shadow back here. And that way it gives a little It gives the little animals a place to go hide under these trees. And it gives us a little bit of highlight on our little island there. Not much, just a little. All right, go ahead and clean that brush real quick. All right, now, once again, I am going to grab a fan brush. This time I'm going to get a little bit bigger one. Now this is also a number 6, but it ain't wore down. It's still kind of new. And I'm going to come up here in my Van Dyke Brown, a little dark sienna. Then I'm going to get a good bit of the green and bring it over here and with it, because I want this to be a good dark green color. Alright, now I got this idea in my mind. I don't know how it's going to work out, but y'all bear with me. Hopefully it'll pan out. I'm gonna come about right here. And I know I'm all in the camera right now. And y'all forgive me because my razor broke. I gotta go back to Walmart, buy me a new one. And I have not shaved, so I'm not presentable. But y'all not here to see me. Y'all here to see the art. And that's a good thing, because if you was here to see me, I wouldn't have a channel. This is just Van Dyke Brown, a little dark sienna, and dark green. Sap green, actually. Then I want to come over here. It's kind of hard to do at this angle, but I'm going to try to make it work out. All you do is tap down and out, just using the corner of the fan brush. That's all you do. You tap down a little bit and out to the sides. Very little. And then the further you go down the tree, the further out you come. By tapping that fan brush is what gives you the little hangy downs, like most evergreens have. And you got two sides to your brush. If one side starts running out of paint, just flip it over. And then the further you come down, the more the brush you can use. Just like so. Make it wider at the bottom. Now you clean a lot of that up when you come back up here to highlight it. So you don't have to be too exact with it right there. I'm just going to put that one in. Now I know a lot of people they don't agree with that strategy. And they'll say, I know better than that. But for what I'm doing, I think it'll be fine. Alright, I'm going to take a little of the black. I'm going to bring it over into the yellow ochre. A little of the Indian yellow. Alright, then I'm going to come over here and get me a little bit more of my cad yellow. Because I done ran out. Seems like I don't ever put enough out. Most of the time I think I got too much out, and then I end up not putting enough out. Alright, here we go. A little bit of cad yellow. I'll tell you what, before I highlight that tree, I actually need to put a little chunk in it. So I'm gonna grab some white here, mix it up with my brown, and get me just a little roll on my knife. I'm gonna come up here and just touch a little to the canvas in a couple places. That's all it needs. Just a little trunk in there. All right, now I'm gonna come back over here, start back mixing these colors. Since I got me some cad yellow up here now. And I just want a dark green, just like we made earlier. Just load the brush up with dark green. I'll come up, touch the top of my tree. Then I'm going to just start tapping on a little of the highlight. Make sure you cover the trunk in a couple places when you do this. That way it'll make it look like it's got some limbs coming out toward you. If you have a problem with your paint coming off, add you just a little bit of thinner. Just remember, it don't take much thinner. Don't take much at all. And just highlight the tree basically the same way you built it. Just using the corner of the brush. Just work yourself down the middle and out. That's all you got to do. Just like so. Now the fun part. Alright, I'm going to pick my knife up. I'm going to turn this just a little bit. I think y'all still be able to see it. But it's going to help me get to it. Yeah, y'all can still see that. Alright. First thing I'm going to do is come up here and start scratching out my shapes. And the first shape I want is my roof. I'm going to come up here and pull it down at an angle like so. Not like so. And all this is doing is just removing paint. Put big Oh, he's already in there, MK. I forgot to tell y'all that. He's back here behind this set of woods. I seen him go back there earlier. I forgot all about that, man. I'm glad you mentioned it. Alright, then we at this angle right here. So that means we need to come off at this angle over here on this side. Alright, we got to pull us down a side right here. Just like so. Then we got to come up here at this little peak. I want to pull it straight down. Just like so. We got us a board down there we're going to have to contend with too. Alright, then I want to, let's see. Let me come on this side. Put that right there. Like so. And pull this straight down. Just like that. Alright, we got a lot of that paint out there now. Well, thank you, Mumbo. I appreciate that. Alright, I'll come back up here. Just so I know where everything's at. Scrape out some more of this paint. Alright, now I'm going to come up here and get me some Van Dyke Brown. Bring it down here where I can work. I'll grab me a little, oh, I need to get a little roll. That was a huge roll. I want just a little roll of paint on my knife. Thank you, Allison. I appreciate that. Alright, I'm going to come right up here and start touching on my roof. Just kind of give myself an outline of it up here to where I know where everything's at. I'm doing good tonight, Mumbo. How are you? Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that very much. Alright, then I'm going to come up here and start slightly pulling this Van Dyke Brown down. And start filling it in. Because it's at this point right here you start getting committed. We wasn't committed till we start laying on this Van Dyke Brown. We're still not 100% committed, but we 99.9%. And I'm just pulling this down real lightly, a little at a time. This is just a dark color. All this will make sense when we come back and start highlighting it. Sorry to hear that, Mumbo. Which now I won't have no problems going to sleep tonight, I'll say that. Because we had the grandkids over today. And whew, I love them to death. But they are busy bodies. Yeah, y'all saying fun. That 3-year-old, y'all just don't know. Oh God, he is a handful. I love that boy to death, but whew, 13, 25? Oh my God, Mumbo, how are you even alive? I'd be dead. I'd be like dead. Y'all just kill me, I'm dead. 13. Over 25. Oh my God. How many grandchildren? Just go ahead and tell me. I'm going to be horrified when I hear that. 0. Okay. Well, lucky you then. I guess. I don't know. I can't really say that. I love my grandkids. But, they're a handful. Got twins 7. A 4-year-old 4 months. Oh God, I'm sorry, John. Twins is pretty cool though, I think. That's pretty cool. That's something every parent don't get to experience as twins. Twin girls. That's right. He took that literal, huh? All right, I got to raise this up just a little bit to get my knife to pull down. Generational twins. Is that a thing? It's probably a thing. I don't know what kind of thing, but yeah, it's probably a thing, I guess. Hmm. Wow. Well, that's got to make you feel good, Mambo. I would think. Glitch in the matrix. Oh, that's one way of putting it. Chip off the old block. All right, now I got to make. Well, thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. I didn't know how many likes I had tonight. I don't have a clue, but I don't guess it really is that important. As long as my friends are here, that's all that matters. Alright, this is getting real tight in here with the knife, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and grab me a brush. Well, 16,000 ain't bad. Thank y'all very much for that. Wow. I think that's pretty awesome myself. Alright, I'm just going to pick up a little angle brush here. And I hate to use a brush on my cabins all the time, or this time, but it's getting kind of tight in here pulling this knife down. So I'm going to come right in here and just use this for a highlight to start with. Now this is just dark sienna with a little white in it. But it's not going to be the final. It's not going to be the final color. I'm going to take a little bit of Van Dyke Brown and use this same color, but darken it up just a hair. And come over on this side now and just kind of, I'm going to lighten this side up some, but I still want it to stay dark because it's not out in the direct light. Then I'll go back and get me a little bit more of the white and bring it down here just a little. Come back in here and pull this color down. Alright, about like so. I'm going to go ahead and clean that brush right quick. Alright, then I'm going to get me a little flat brush. I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to come right here and make a spot for a little window, and then another one right here for another little window. I'll come up here, scrape out a spot for a little window. And then another one over here. And I'll scrape out a spot for a little door. About like so. Alright, I'm going to come up here and get me just a little bit of my blue, phthalo blue. And I want just a little bit of white. Just kind of mix them together on this little brush. Then I'm going to come up here with this blue and just kind of touch it in. Make it Kind of look like glass reflecting back here. Like there may be a window in our little cabin. It's going to be darker on the back side. Then we'll lighten it up a little bit for the front side. We'll come right here. Then I'll come over here and pick up a little of the black. I'll come right up here. Give myself a little door. Not like that. Alright, then I'm going to take my flat brush again, and I'm going to come over here into my red. I'm going to grab just a little bit of my red and pull out here. And I'm going to take just a hair of the Van Dyke Brown, of the dark sienna, sorry. And I'll bring that dark sienna right into the red and mix it together. And this will just give it a kind of a darker rust looking red color. I'm going to come right at the top of my roof, and I'm going to start touching this color on. Alright, it ain't wanting to show up. So I'm going to get just a little bit of thinner. Thin it down just a tad. Just a little. And come up here and just kind of touch on in places across here. I just want these colors to, they're going to mix with this Van Dyke Brown anyway up here. So the roof's probably going to look like it's kind of raggedy in places. And if it looks like some old shingles blew off of it, well, that's fine. We won't cry about that. Because this is just an old cabin sitting back here. So the roof's not the most important part of it. Alright, then I'll put just a little bit more of the color on. Just a little bit on my brush. And come over here on this side and just tap in a couple of spots. Make it look like the shingles come down that side too. Then I'll go ahead and clean that brush right quick. Well, thank you, Vicki. I really appreciate that. You have a great night. Then I'm going to take my knife, and with this little edge, I'm going to come right back up here in my Van Dyke Brown. I just want to get some of this color out here. And get it right on the little edge of my knife. Then I'm going to come right here on the outside and start giving myself a little outline of the cabin right there. And then I'm going to come in under these windows and start adding in a little of the Van Dyke Brown and just make it look like some old boards in here. Just here and there. Then I'll pick up just a little bit of the black since it's darker. Get a little bit on the knife. And bring it over here on this side. And get an indication of some little boards on this side. It don't take much to be effective, just a couple here and there. Then I'll come in here and put my crossbars in my windows. Well, them ain't showing up either. Thank you, Mambo. Appreciate you stopping in. You too, Spider. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna grab one of my little detail brushes here now. Just a little small. Come up here and get just a little bit of this black. Won't take much at all. Just come right through here. Put a little crossbars in the window. Just show the indication of them. Because like we said, the old cabinets has seen better days. Don't even know if anybody still lives in it or not. And then we'll come right up here and we'll add on a little chimney. Just in case somebody does want to come stay the night and build a little fire. At least they can do that. About the only other thing I see I could do to this one is come up here and get just a tad bit of my white. Just straight white. I'm about running out of places to work up here. Just come up here and kind of give myself a few little ripples out in the water. It don't take many, just a couple here and there. That's actually probably enough right there, to tell you the truth. It shouldn't take much to do that at all. Alright, well, I got this little small brush out. Let's go over here and get just a little bit of the red. And I'll come right over here. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do it up here in this grass. I'll put my mark on it. And we'll call it done, ladies and gentlemen. And I thank all of you guys that hung around from start to the finish. I really appreciate that. I thank everybody for going to the YouTube channel and hitting the subscribe button over there. That was very nice of you guys to do that. Thank you, Purrs. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for helping me on the YouTube channel. Like I said earlier, with my TikTok family helping me, I feel like I'll make it. And so far, you guys have been super supportive. So, I mean, I couldn't ask for a better supportive group of followers and friends and family. So, thank you all. I am so appreciative. All right, now without making anybody drunk and making you fall out of a chair, I'm going to try to do my little close-up that I always do. And see if we can get these colors to show up a little better. Well, what the crap? They look better already. What just happened there? My whole monitor brightened up. Huh. I wish it would look like this the whole painting. But anyway, I'm going to pull the phone out of the holder. And like I said, I don't want to make nobody drunk. Alright. So I'll come right up here now and try to get the actual colors for you. Where you might can actually see what the paint really looks like. You still can't really see much of the yellow in the clouds. You can see the red in the roof a little better. See if I can get it pulled back. There we go. Well, Rod, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. It looks like the mountain color highlight and shadow are the same color, but they're not. Not in person. Thank you, Purrs. I appreciate that. Alright, guys, like I said, thank y'all very much for being here. Thank y'all for all the help, for all the follows, and for everybody that went to my YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. I'm very thankful for that. So, with that said, just remember I love you guys. God loves you more. And I will be back, what's tonight, Saturday? Thank you, John. I'll be back, oh goodness, probably Monday night, if everything goes alright. So, hope to see y'all again Monday. Y'all have a great night, and thank y'all again very much for all you do for me. Because without y'all, I wouldn't be here. I mean, that's the truth. So y'all have a blessed night. See you later.